Yeah.
That's our Nick.
That's our Nick. Yeah.
Oh man. But should we just get this ball rolling? This be where we're going?
Can you forgive me? I just need to double check my car's unlocked. I'm uncomfortable.
No. I get it.
One second.
Sure.
I'm sorry.
Bell Nation, he has to check his BMW because apparently my neighborhood is bad.
He might have left a little cash on the seat.
No, but to be fair, my car has been stolen twice, and Nora's car was almost stolen. So I get the fears. I totally get the fear.
Yeah. That happens a lot in Austin.
Oh yeah. It happens a fuck ton.
Sort of like a rite of passage now. I think like, you know,
I remember when your car got stolen.
Yeah.
Oh wait.
My car did get stolen legitimately one time.
Oh yeah.
The second time, not so much. But the first time, yeah. The first time it got stolen, I was working at Men's Warehouse, and I just came out, and my car wasn't there because my window was broken. I didn't have a window, so they got in, they hot wired it, and then like I was like freaking out. I called the cops. They came by, started talking to me about the stolen car. They were like, "There's a really good chance that you're not going to get it back."
That's hilarious.
Like a really, really good chance.
Yeah.
Then like 2 hours later, I'm home from work, and I get a call from my friend in San Marcos, and who worked at Men's Warehouse with me, and he was there when it happened.
Yeah.
And he was like, Devin, do you have a Descendants bumper sticker on your car? And I was like, yeah. And he's like, oh my God, I'm behind him right now.
That's so fucking funny.
Yeah, called him, pulled him up.
Must I remind you that what happened to your car?
My car, I already said it, Bell Nation, you know, my car got stolen twice, and then Nora's also almost got stolen. I was sympathetic as soon as you left, and then Devin was diving into a story about how he, how his car got stolen and was identified by his friend
from this parking lot too.
And then was two kids. It was two 14-year-old kids.
Oh,
14.
Yeah. Devin was like, yes, put them under the jail.
Yeah.
That feels worse than like Hey, my
neighbor stole my car, and I was like, bro, I would have given you that shit.
The black one?
Yeah.
Hey,
it was my neighbor.
Out?
Yeah, I found his mail inside of my fucking car when I found it. And I was like, what? This motherfucker is below me. Yes.
Holy shit! Did he know it was your car?
God, no, he did. I never drove it. I'd never driven it.
So he didn't even know it was yours, but he stole it twice.
He stole it twice.
Dude,
the classic downfall of every great car thief. Leaving your mail,
Nick,
at the scene of the crime.
You've told us every chronicle of this story.
I told you that too.
This.
No. I did tell you.
Didn't.
I did.
Didn't.
Yes,
I would never look at my reaction.
The reason you don't remember everything, my friend, because I tell you, the reason why I know I told y'all is because I found his mail key, and on his mail key it had 1-107. And I was like, all right, let me go try and see if this is this motherfucker's mail key. And yeah, it opened it right up.
Nick, I would have never forgotten that.
I told you.
No, there's no way.
I did. I swear I did. There's no way I did it.
You don't remember everything.
Fair enough.
Then he came down and said, "Hey, buddy, tampering with mailboxes is a federal offense."
Fair enough. Actually, yes.
Dude.
Yeah, and I have that.
Did you say anything to him? Hey, dude, why'd you fucking steal my car?
The dude was in jail by the time I found all this shit.
Oh, that's so funny.
Yeah, the dude. But I was like, don't press charges on my behalf. I don't give a fuck.
So the interesting thing, though, is so they had already found him.
Yeah, they called me. A detective called me and was like, hey, did the Austin police follow up with you because your car's still an impound? I'm like, they found my car? And they're like, yeah, back in October. And I'm like, it's fucking December. Yeah. So
so they had already arrested him because of it.
They had So he had an aggravated like assault warrant on him in like another county. God. So they fucking shipped him over to like Williamson County, and that's where he's like, that's where he went to. Yeah.
That's insane. And so you've never gotten to speak to this guy, but
What would I say to him? Buddy, I would have done like $15 a month for however long, like you could have fucking taken the car.
We did take it.
You could have gotten a job. You could have gotten a job. You could have turned it all around.
Yes. I was hoping that he would have taken that bitch to Mexico or something, like I wanted to wash my hands with this car completely.
I just want to know how my only real desire to speak with this man would be, how did he start it after there was no battery?
He bought a battery. The battery is brand new. When I looked in there, I'm sure
so
if
much
I would have
more
dug
than the
through
monthly
that
you would have charged him.
Silver lining.
Dude, you're not wrong. So I gave it to my brother, and that shit runs like a gem. Like
what?
Oh, dude, he loves the car. He's having a great time with it.
Dude, this is a fairy tale.
Yo, yeah, absolutely.
Wow.
The Ortizes are on a come up. It's been my year for the last maybe 3 or 4 years now.
Yeah, the Ortizes. One of the Ortizes just had a son named Tommy.
Shut the fuck up. But I think we should get going. All right. So
let's get into it. Yeah.
Welcome to the Cheesy Gordita Bunch podcast. I'm your host, Nick Ortiz, and with me, as always, my co-host, DJ Dill, DJ S to the Ubway. What's goody, dude?
What's up? This is your boy S to the Ubway, a.k.a. Taco Bell Pope, a.k.a. Food President of the World.
Okay, all right, mac and cheeses. He also forgot mac and cheeses. And then, of
mac
course,
and cheeses, yeah. He has risen.
And then, of course, the beef in this tamale, Jordan Craven's Krenek. What's goody, dude?
Hey, yo. Also,
Money Stacks. We should call you Money Stacks, too.
Also, I just want to chime in that I genuinely considered stealing your car a third time just because I thought it would be so fucking funny.
That'd be nice.
I actually thought about it. I mean, it would be really funny.
You know how I would have known it was you?
Tell me.
All the shoe boxes in the back.
Ah,
yeah.
Fuck.
I was going to say the trail of cash.
I found BMW keys in my car. That's how I knew it was you.
And I found a Taco Bell bag with a receipt in it, and every item was 79 cents.
Oh, did y'all hear Taco Bell's trying to bring back the Craven's menu?
No,
like $3.
I've actually been wanting to talk about this for a while. They
Okay.
have 10 items that are $3 or less, and it is it's exciting. It feels right again. I'm happy. I went there the other day and I know.
Guys, have a spine.
I'm sorry.
Fucking boycott it.
I'm
Children
sorry.
are dying.
I'm sorry. But I wanted to try this new stuff. And so you can take that out if you want.
No. I'm going to keep all that in.
Okay, well, that's fine. But so I went the other day just to try, I was like, oh, they got some new stuff. I was like, let me see. I got like 4 things at a whole meal.
No shit.
Me and my girlfriend?
Yeah.
Whole meal, $12.
You fed Kimberly off $12?
High five, am I right? Fire, dude.
No, guys, I believe me, I've seen this stuff. I've seen it on
but
on
don't,
the
guys,
Instagrams,
don't buy
on the
Taco Bell right now, okay?
Bitch, don't you
I'm sorry,
dare,
what?
all
I'm
right?
sorry.
You can't
Just to be
say
clear.
I bought it and then be like, don't buy it. All right, guys, remember.
They have 10 things. It's kind of crazy. It's at least interesting.
You're not wrong. You know what's also interesting? There are no more hospitals in Gaza.
Oh, it's awful.
There are 0.0 hospitals in Gaza. So while you're enjoying your little fucking Happy Meals and your Taco Bell, know that people are actively dying and you're paying for that genocide. There you go. But Yokira Taco Ballads is starting a podcast. I don't know if y'all saw that.
Go on.
I don't know anything else about
Yeah,
it. I literally don't know anything else about it. We're still in like a group text. So apparently Taco Bell is having like a live show that he was invited to. So that's gonna be pretty interesting. The thing about live shows is anything can happen, and if we can learn anything from like YouTube and shit like that, there are gonna be so many beautiful awkward moments, and I'm very excited for this.
I want to know how it goes. I'll tune in, check it out. See how he's doing. Is it gonna be on specifically YouTube?
It may be on TikTok too. You know, all these social media, all these like big companies going, "Oh yeah, you're taking a break."
I don't have TikTok for one.
Never
had it actually, but I am also taking a break from Instagram.
How's that going?
Yeah, pretty good.
I've sent you so much stuff. You have a lot to. In February 1st, you better be fucking. I better be seeing happy faces and heart reacts to all the memes.
First off, you always get them. I don't miss a one. You don't react to mine.
That is not true.
Yeah,
that is not true.
Yeah.
You should open up your Instagram.
I can't. I won't. And
I refuse.
But no,
Did you take it off your phone?
No, but because there's a couple notifications that I need to see. But
Okay.
But I'm not actually spending any time on the app. So I'm not like in there checking DMs. I'm not scrolling. I'm not doing any of that. But there's a couple because there's a couple shoe stores nearby, and I'm subscribed to the and I need those for like.
We saw the cash you brought in.
But other than that,
I'm going Instagram free this month. Shoes Matters.
But I honestly there was a couple days earlier this month. I literally spent I'm talking 16 hours maybe,
no shit,
18 hours in 2 days. And I was like, okay, that's too much, Jordan. So
you're like, oh, I'm really depressed.
It's interesting how you feel that way.
Right
I haven't seen the sun in 3 days.
So I was like, I had to listen.
Is, compared to everybody else here, my life sucks.
and I had a to-do list, and I was just doing none of it. And I was like, all right, I gotta do something about that. So so I just was like, I need to take a step away. But I've still been on my phone too much, but it's been better, and I've gotten lots of things done instead. And
fuck yeah, get in where you fit in. You know what I mean?
You finally beat Angry Birds.
That's so
check that off the to-do list.
Congratulations.
Thanks, Devin. How are you doing? Sober January.
Oh, it's going great. The drinking part, not the weed part. We gave that a couple of weeks ago.
Hey, I'm with it.
But,
I'm with it.
Yeah,
I'm disappointed, Devin.
I would really suggest, if you like to drink, take a month off, and your poops are like magical, and your appetite comes back in a different way, and you sleep better. So I've actually really enjoyed dry January.
Yeah.
It's been working out well.
But February, we're back on it, boys.
Yeah, but I was gonna say, we'll talk again Super Bowl Sunday, baby.
No,
slurring his words and shit.
I don't drink that much. I drink maybe like once a week. So it's not too much for me. Me and I just like to have a little wine at night sometimes with someone and just hang out and talk and.
Yeah, see, that's like social drinking is cool, but I like to have a little Mad Dog, 2020.
Fuck up, dude.
By myself, 2 a.m. in the morning.
I'd like to drive out to the middle of the field and bury my keys somewhere where I won't remember them. I like to drink. Then I'd like to drink 30 little fireball shots. Fall asleep in the crowd, on the ground. Look up at the stars. Well, the stars raining.
and say, wow, what a beautiful sober January I'm having.
Yeah, you know what I like to do?
Then you look at the calendar and you say, February 1st.
Oh man. Well, Bell Nation, thank you so much for joining us on today's episode. And if you can't already tell, just by the last couple subjects, is we are in a transitional phase. And we're in the process of, rediscovering our voice as the Cheesy Gordita Bunch. And the reason why I bring this up is because I want to hear what you want us to talk about food-wise. I've been doing some research. I think the next episode may be about cereal, and boy, is that interesting.
Oh, shit, I love cereal.
I know you do. And I don't know. It's been really interesting to kind of expand my my research field in just food in general. Because believe it or not, because it is so necessary to the human experience, there are so many good fucking stories about food. And I think that's kind of going to be the niche that we may fill. We may fill.
That's what I thought you meant.
Yeah. Thank you. Sorry, I'm dumb. But today we are talking about tamales. Now, before I just dive into the main topic, I do want to say, please follow us on social media. cheesy.
Cheesy Gordita.
I'm gonna get it eventually. Cheesy Gordita Bunch on all social media platforms. And Devin, I did look it up. All I looked up was Cheesy Gordita Bunch, and there we were, baby. So yeah, I'm pretty happy about that. No longer is it corrected. Did you mean Cheesy Gordita Crunch? Which is pretty fucking cool.
That's what we always wanted. For this.
This
was the end goal.
That's why
time.
we started the show, guys, to make sure that this would happen.
Was to be Google searchable. That was all I ever wanted. Yeah. All I ever wanted was to be Googled and not confused with something that's Googled more.
There it is. We're ending the show now.
Thank you, everybody. It's been great.
He said, "Congrats."
This is your president and Pope, Subway, saying good night.
Well, so today, again, we're talking about the tamale. Now, the tamale is a humble food. It is a labor of love, and if you're Mexican, Latino, Chicano, however you identify, tamales are super common in celebrations. Think like weddings, holidays, celebrations of birth, even honoring the dead. Think Dia de los Muertos and like funerals. Now, personally, I've only had tamales during Christmas. It was such a fucking like big like to do that my grandparents, my mom, all of them, they didn't want to fucking make tamales like during like weddings and births because we're Mexican and births and weddings happen all the fucking time. So they'll be making tamales all the time. But I would actually really like to hear about y'all's experience with tamales. Whoever wants to go first.
I'll go first. It's
God.
minimal. It's minimal.
Okay.
I'm from Texas.
Yes.
So
Austin. Born and raised.
The Berg. And so obviously like tamales are pretty much they're available.
Staple, yes.
Yeah, they're staple. They're anywhere you want them almost. If you're really just intentional at all, you can easily find some tamales.
Mm-hmm.
But when I was younger, I liked them more.
Interesting.
Yeah, when I was younger, I liked them more. I think the masa has gotten thicker.
Okay.
To me. So I've eaten them progressively less and less over the years, but
did you have a favorite?
Isn't there mainly just one? I don't.
My friend.
Yeah, I just know the one.
No, there are a lot of tamales.
Okay.
You got if you want to just name off the few like.
Oh, you mean that had different fillings? You mean?
Yeah.
Oh, no, I don't know. I think they're normally I normally get the pork ones, right?
Oh,
it's
yeah,
like
pork's fucked. Dude.
Yeah, it's
the red ones.
The traditional kind.
Hell
Yeah. So that was mostly me. I didn't have too much investment, but yeah, you get them around Christmas and my excuse me, my dad's stepdad. Mm-hmm. His name is Alfonso Rivera.
Really?
Yeah. So
who is Alfonso? Oh no, I'm thinking of someone else.
And so he that was really my grandpa, honestly. Like my dad's dad was in Sugarland, which is in Houston. Mm-hmm. So we didn't spend that much time with him. So he was out in Houston and stuff, but Fonso came around, and that he ever since I was a baby, that's been my grandfather. Like that's my grandpa. Yeah. So like some of those he would make them or bring them with and when we would go visit him and stuff. So that was probably really my primary involvement. Nice. What about you, Devin?
So big fan of tamales. I used to love Tamale House in Austin.
Oh yeah.
Tamale House has some fucking amazing tamales.
Some big ass tamales too.
And they make some banging ass migas, don't they?
I haven't had migas there.
It's so good.
Big Texas sized tamales, I think they're called. Anyway, best tamales I ever had, and this is actually like I stand by this. I bought like 20 of them from this old lady in the Walmart parking lot. This like old
20, holy shit.
Yes, this old Mexican lady came up to me in the parking lot. She was like really sweet and really cute, and she had like a big bag of tamales, and they were like super hot. And I was like, all right, I'll give you $30. I bought 20 tamales for $30.
Wow.
Ooh, that's good.
Hands down, best fucking tamales I ever had. Just like super. They gotta be super hot. You got to get them right out of the husk. The husk has to be sort of like crispy, and like those were by long and far the best. And she had like pork ones and the chicken and green chili.
Oh
chicken and
yeah,
green chili
goddamn,
ones.
I'm hungry right now.
I think I've
Yeah.
had the chicken and green chili a little bit. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I mean I think those are probably the most common, and then it's beef.
Really, not pork though. I feel like pork was like
That's what I'm saying. Like the pork, the rojo pork,
Yeah.
and the green chicken are like for me the most common that
Yeah.
I've seen, and then it's the beef. And I mean, like for me personally, one of like growing up, I didn't really fuck with tamales that much, just because they were so readily available, and I'm just like, it's just a lot of masa, not a whole lot of filling. It took forever to eat any of them. But because there were so many, I always felt like overwhelmed with them. And I was like, I feel like I'm eating fucking tamales day and night.
Day and night.
Yeah, and now I would eat tamales day and night. Like now I'm old enough to where I can appreciate it. And the origins of tamales, it's pretty crazy. They have a really deep history. They actually trace back to like 7,000 BC through the Olmecs and the Toltecs, which were like the first Mesoamericans. And it's crazy because the tamales actually predate the tortilla. So you could think of kind of like a tamale as like the big brother to the taco, because of like how far it actually traces back. Now, tamale is derived from a Nahuatl word, tamal. And that's where like it was bastardized by, the Spanish, all that shit. But basically tamal means wrapped in Nahuatl, which was the language that the Mexica, the Aztec.
And tamales are wrapped.
Exactly.
Yes.
You were getting it.
Nice. It's coming together.
I hope you're writing this down because there's a test at the end.
Yeah. Okay.
But originally the tamal it wasn't stuffed. It was basically a maize bread, and it was primarily used to like dip in stews, dip in beans, all that shit like that. Because again, it's just like a little loaf of bread. Yeah. Now traditionally tamales are wrapped in leaves. You got the corn husk, but you also got banana leaves. Because the one thing you'll find out about tamales is they span throughout Mesoamerica, throughout the South. So there are a bunch of different types of tamale like husks, and I'll tell you, you do not want a tamale that was made in aluminum foil.
Why not?
I don't know. It's just like feels like smoking a bowl of like aluminum foil. Devin, you could probably speak to this. Like you're not supposed.
Yeah, probably not that bad. I definitely not as scary as smoking out of because I mean, I was always told that was like, I mean, this could just be like stoner lore, but I was always told that like coated your lungs and had like, it has like Teflon and shit on it. So I mean, it definitely won't taste as good if it's not cooked. And I always associate a tamale. A banana leaf would make sense. I always associate it with a corn husk.
Same.
And that taste, it's like necessary to how that works, I think.
No,
so.
it's also.
Would it change the taste? Would it change the taste? Yes. Would it still be edible in tinfoil?
Probably,
sure.
Yeah. But and I think you do bring up a good point because the way they are cooked is they're steamed, and the corn husk you're supposed to soak the corn husk before you use it because it like helps bring it back to life. It becomes a little more malleable, all that shit. So whenever you wrap the masa in it and you steam it, it like infuses. It gives it like a deeper flavor profile, if you will. Now, the tamal, the one that we'll be talking about today, is specific to Mesoamerica, to the Mexica, to be exact. And now, as I had mentioned, the Mexica, that's what the Aztecs called themselves. And though the tamal isn't specific to, the people of Mexico, there are 100 different varieties. There are almost as many different varieties of tamales as there are cooks, basically. You got the Maya. They had the Ua, I believe is how it's pronounced. I looked it up, and that's the best I can do.
Spelled U-A-H.
Yes, U-A-H.
Nice.
Yes.
Nice.
You got the Yucatans. They had the Pibs. Yeah, I can go for Mr. Pibb right now with Dr. Pibb. You got the Humitas, which were those made by people like south of the equator. And of course, I'm just like going over a fuck ton of different tamales. Because you had people making like tamales out of like llama and shit. So those are just. Oh yeah,
Llama's pretty
llama,
good.
bro.
Alpaca too.
I'll pack me some tamales with some meat. You know what I mean?
Somebody was gonna do that. I knew somebody. There was
Absolutely.
nobody. There was no way that joke was gonna elude this. Cheesy Gordita Bunch.
Yo, I would also try guinea pig tamales.
Dude,
Like-
I saw a video today about like somebody like said something about guinea pigs. Like it's one of the most eaten animals on the planet.
Yes, yeah.
It's crazy. And
Oh,
I'm
yeah?
like, I knew people ate it, but not that much. But anyway, let me dial back to what you were saying about
Please.
the llamas. It's like eating llama is actually really good for you. Did you know this?
Really?
Like alpaca, it's basically steak without any of the like possible heart negative effects.
I mean, all the people in like Chile and
This is
Argentina
gonna
and
come
shit.
back. This is gonna come back and really hurt the Craven's Krenek.
No, this is it's true. It's true. So I was when I went to
Jordan Krenek likes making llama steaks.
I'm gonna get canceled for
Eating llama.
No, man. When
For
I was
eating llama?
when I went to Peru, I
Yeah.
had alpaca, and it tasted like a steak. It was
No shit.
genuinely tastes exactly like beef, but it's not, and it's actually a step above in the healthiness arena because it's
Probably
because
leaner, right?
it has less cholesterol. I think is
Oh,
the
no
thing.
shit.
Yeah.
Mm.
So it's like it tastes like steak with like almost no cholesterol or something just
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
Either it's like half the cholesterol or it has no cholesterol. It's something like that.
Wow. Don't let the beef industry find out. They're going to kill all them fucking llamas.
No, they wouldn't.
I
We would
need
live
to
longer.
get me
We
a
would live longer.
llama.
Yeah. I wonder what llama milk is like. Now, I will tell you, I wouldn't eat guinea pig. Like, I wouldn't eat a guinea pig tamale from, like, San Antonio, but I would eat a guinea pig tamale from Peru. You know,
I feel that.
It just feels different. It feels different. Even though
They do eat quite a bit of that in South America. I feel
Oh, yeah.
that's where it is because I was thinking it was Asia,
I was
but no,
watching
it's
90 Day Fiance, and this lady's like, she comes from Peru or one of those countries in the South, and this dude has a fuck ton of guinea pigs, and she's like, we eat these fuckers, you know?
yeah.
So she's very confused on why he has them, but not to further derail the show. It said that the first tamal was not filled. Again, it was just like a maize bread that they were able to dip in beans and sauce. And someone decided, I guess, one day that they were able to, like, I guess, stuff a tamale with like some beef or not beef, some like iguana or like turkey or some shit. And then from there, that's where we got the tamales that we know today. And when I was doing research, I found this really crazy fucking story. It does originate from the Aztecs, and basically the first tamales that were stuffed with human meat.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
I believe it. You know, the shit that's happened in South America, we don't know.
It's central, but
or
yes.
Central, and yeah.
But I will tell you, I'm always hesitant about like bringing that type of stuff up, just because I know like. The conquistadors said that the Aztecs were using human meat in like menudo and pozole and shit.
Yeah.
And it turns out that they believed that because they didn't know where the Aztecs were getting their sources of protein. They didn't realize that they had like extensive like backgrounds in fishing or in hunting turkeys or eating iguanas and shit. So they assumed that because they were sacrificing all these fucking people, that they were also cannibalizing these people, when in reality they were just kind of using this as a tool to like dehumanize.
Got it. So it perpetuates the savages kind of
Exactly.
narrative.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
But this story comes from Mesoamerican lore. So what happened is, and I'm just going to do a real quick abridged version of this. So there's a grandmother. Her name is Titzamitl, and she sacrificed her grandson to the gods and made the first 20 tamales from human meat.
Ooh.
Yeah. So Devin, you may have eaten human meat, my friend.
Damn. I was like, that shit was fucking delicious. Damn.
That shit was amazing.
So if that was human meat, then
Sign me
sign
up.
me up.
Yes.
Sign me up.
Now, and it's
Maybe
all-
don't give me a ride home if you don't have a social security number but
no one wants
sign
to
me
eat
up.
your meat. If anyone's getting eaten here, it's probably Jordan and then me. Just because I'm a little, I got a little more marbling on me, if you will,
So this is bad for. This
Wouldn't that make you first?
No one wants to eat me.
Why not?
Because I'd eat you before you eat me.
No, I'm too fast, dude. I'm too fast.
I would eat you before you eat me.
No way, dude.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, I could catch you. I would catch you. I'd wear you down.
Nick's
I'd wear you down.
For a real cannibal like me, let me tell you, Nick's the steak, okay, and Jordan's more like some lean little alpaca meat.
So he's healthier for you.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
But the tamales.
I'm definitely the last one picked in this.
If you eat Devin, it's like
aged beef.
Yeah, exactly.
Devin, you're like frog legs, just like long, lanky with a little bit of. There's a little something there. It's not. There's nothing. There's not nothing. There's
worth
something.
More trouble than it is.
Yeah.
Anything. You know, worth more trouble than it is.
That's so good.
When you get like, you know that like when you get a piece of overcooked, like overfried chicken, and it's just like really dry, and it's just like a rib cage with like scraggly little.
That's you, Devin.
That's you.
Yeah. Like, oh man, I got the fucking burnt piece of fried chicken here.
Oh, that's
honestly, it's my favorite one.
Yeah, you know, I'm a dark meat guy, so I'd go for Jordan first.
We're going. I feel like we got a little cannibal triangle here. I'm going for Devin. Devin's going for you.
I'm going for you.
Ooh.
Wow. Hey,
that's a great new show name, potentially.
Oh yeah, cannibal triangle. Now, the tamales were really seen as like the Mesoamericans' first convenience food because it was one of the only foods that could last like in the elements for quite some time because it did have its own wrapper. If you
Where are you, dude? I can't find you.
I'm right here. I'm right in front of you. I'm right next to you, dude.
Shut up, dude.
Now today, the tamales are an absolute labor of love. Have any of y'all made tamales before?
I have not. I've only seen it in a distance, but you know me, I don't cook. So
yeah, I was gonna say you're not in the kitchen to cook.
No.
You're like Thomas Jefferson. You're changing hands and shit.
Clock hands.
Clock hands.
Not my actual hands. That would be That would be that's on my show. Just hands. Only hands. I mean, that's on my show. Only hands.
I know food goes through some sort of cooking process before it reaches my table.
I'm so bad. I don't want to touch the chicken before it's cooked. Like I'm like that, dude.
I'm with you. I get it.
I don't like it.
Nora is the one who cooks chicken. But between the both of us, I can't handle.
I don't like to cook. I don't like to touch any of it though.
Yeah.
I went fishing one time and I caught like 5 or 6 fish. Never touched any of them.
Point of pride.
Wow.
Never touched the worm either. The one on the bait. Yeah, my family did it for me.
Your boyfriend must be really happy.
Wow, he is.
But Devin, have you ever made tamales?
Hell no. Never made them.
Okay.
Never made them. I've never seen them made. All I know is that they're really hard to make, which is why I've never made them. Like they're supposed to be like difficult and like a lot of tradition and like style baked into them. I think so. Like, into making them.
It is a little bit of an artisanal thing to do for sure. But back in the day, as you'd imagine, tamales were a lot harder to make. So not only did you have to harvest the corn, you had to dry the kernels, you had to nixtamalize the corn. Of course, you do so by cooking it and boiling it in limestone. And the fact that these people were able to figure this out without like Google or without any type of technology and just coming up with that understanding is insane to me, because the way they were able to get this limestone was by limestone deposits found in like the Olmec and Toltec region, basically like near Guatemala and southern Mexico, like the Yucatan. And so they were able to extract this. They would burn it in ash and then take those ashes and dump it into the pot of boiling kernels, and that would soften the kernel, allowing it to be easier to digest.
Got it.
And it's really believed that
this is similar to like a sober January. Now your poops are better. And without this you would be basically an alcoholic. Is what that's what I'm getting here.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
Yeah, it makes sense.
I'm happy you picked that up out of it.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Exactly. It's to a T.
Totally.
What I'm saying. But the evidence suggests that nixtamalization could have been the catalyst for the development of a highly sophisticated society in Mesoamerica. And that points to one of the reasons why corn is so important to their culture. You know, because without nixtamalization, the early Mesoamericans would have had to depend on other sources of food. But maize was so abundant. I mean, they were able to cultivate to this plant to what we see today. And I don't know if y'all knew this, But the corn, the original corn, before it was cultivated, came out with a stalk the size of a cigarette, like in width and length. So these people, through their fucking genius and their mastery over like the land, were able to cultivate corn into what we see today. The big ass fucking hunky ass corn cobs with the nice, it's impressive as fuck. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Though tamales are found all across the Americas, Mexico actually has the largest variety of tamales.
Oh, naturally.
Yeah, and often they're pretty regional. But in February, so this coming month, Mexico has the largest like tamale festival.
Nice it's for Chinese New Year.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, they celebrate the Chinese New Year. Year of the rat, baby. Here we come.
Wait, I thought it was the year of.
That's the year of. No, mine's year
I
of
thought
the
it was.
ram.
I thought I'm the year of the cock. That's mine. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, nice
Yeah.
dick and balls. Nice dick and balls. But not only are they like varying types of tamales, they're filled with vastly different ingredients. It really depends on the region where they were at. Now, back in the day, during the time of the Mexica, they filled tamales up with everything from beans, nopals, insects, turkey, fish, axolotl, dog meat, and iguana. Yeah, which is pretty interesting. I don't know if I would try an iguana tamale, but I would definitely try a dog meat tamale.
Dog meat tamale.
Yeah.
See, I would definitely go iguana. I think I'd go pretty much anything over dog. I could go iguana. I could go insect. I could definitely go deer.
Oh,
but
yeah.
I couldn't go dog.
It's the year of the dragon, by the way. That's what it is.
Oh, good to know.
Yeah.
Good
Do you
to
think
know.
they make dragon tamales that they'll?
No,
put them?
that's Japan. Yeah,
Oh,
that's Japan.
okay.
Japan actually has a really deep cholo culture there.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. But
That's how they got into soccer. Yeah.
I've definitely eaten insects. That's just good as fuck. That's like a protein that. Oh, we talked about this in an episode.
Yeah,
it's a protein being untouched right now.
Yeah, I just can't do this to insects. It's a
You never
dead
had a
section.
cricket? You never had one of those cricket burgers?
Cricket burger.
You've never had a
dude.
mosquito burger?
Yeah, it's low and
You never had a moth
HDH
dog?
or something.
It's like a hot dog, but
Moth
made out
dog.
of moth.
But a bunch of moths sewn together.
That's actually fucking disgusting.
That is disgusting. Because the crazy part about a mothball is moth dog, before you boil it, it's just kind of like buzzing around. Yeah. But after the conquest of Mesoamerica, the ingredients again vastly changed. That went to like more traditional, what we know now. The beef, pork, chicken. Now, as you'd imagine, there's a lot of fucking history when it comes to tamales, but we're not really going to touch on that anymore. I really want to just drive home the fact that that this meal, this item, has a lot of cultural significance to the people, the Mesoamerican people. So what I want to do is just kind of wrap this episode up with a very condensed version of the Mayan creation story. Are y'all cool with that?
Let's do
It
it.
don't matter. Oh, okay, cool. Y'all are cool. Perfect. Never mind.
No! End the show now!
But, okay, so there were two gods. You have Tepeyu, the sovereign one. You have Kukulkan, the feathered serpent, from Black Panther 2, Namor.
Yeah, that dude is kind of a badass dude.
Oh, he's cool as fuck, yeah. Now, apparently, they were pretty bored with the way the universe was going because there was no one there to worship them. So they decided to create the world. Together, they started thinking about land masses, and bam, the Earth was created. Flying above the Earth, they envisioned mountains and valleys, and the Earth started to rumble and arose mountains with deep valleys. And so they thought of trees, they thought of water and the sky, and then obviously, bing, bang, boom, it is up and it is ready to go.
Boom.
Yeah. Now, they were pretty happy with their creation. So Tepeyu and Kukulkan, they made animals and other creatures that would worship them. They started with deers, iguana, insects, all that shit alike. And once they created these animals, they were like, now worship us. Say our name. As you can imagine.
Or we're gonna put you in a tamale.
Now, as you'd imagine, these animals were dumb as fuck. So all they did was grunt, bark, and howl. Now, the noises were super fucking annoying. So Kukulkan ordered them to stop. Sitting there, stuck with a planet full of dumb fucking animals, he was like, I need people to worship me. So he said, fuck it. And he created some other creatures. Now, the first humans that they made were made of clay. And the gods were, pretty happy with their work. They gave them life. However, they had a lot of mobility issues. They couldn't turn their head. They couldn't, move their arms, shit like that. And their faces were lopsided. And whenever they spoke, they fell apart. They started crying. I'm just kidding. They just fell apart. They were clay, so they started crumbling away. So
one hot day, dude, and you're done for.
Oh, bro, it was like the brisk snowman.
Oh yeah.
So they decide to make people out of wood. Now this batch fared a lot better than the first one. They were a lot stronger. They were able to walk. They were able to fuck, and most importantly, they were able to talk. Though they can do all this shit, they still basically couldn't worship the gods because they had no minds and 0.0 emotions.
Oh, that's tough.
Yeah. Try being a god with it's like having little Bill. I see he likes me. In his eyes, I can tell that he enjoys my company. Yeah. But you don't know how many times he and I have been together. I'm like, just say something, bro.
Just say
something, bro.
Just say something.
I know you can. And I see the little white in his eyes, and I'm like, oh, he's there. But ultimately, these fucking mindless beings, they just weren't doing it for these two gods. So, like any god, he hit this realm with a massive fucking hurricane. It rained for days and nights. It rained, eventually flooding it. And then those humans fled to the woods. They would climb the trees and become monkeys. Yeah, so according to the Maya, that's how the monkeys were created. They were the second humans.
Makes sense.
Yeah, it does. Now, those were the ones who survived the flood. So feeling somewhat defeated, Tepeyu and Kukulkan, they employed 4 animals: a parrot, a fox, a coyote, and a crow. They employed these animals to find the perfect location for their final experiment, because after this, they're like, fuck it, all right? We tried the best we can. Let's just worship. Let's just have a universe without anything. Now, after a few days, the animals brought back a stalk of white corn, which grew from the earth. Now, Tepeyu and Kukulkan ground up that maize. They turned it into paste, and they molded a human out of the paste. They actually molded 4 humans, 4 individual men is what they're described as. Now, these men were known as mother fathers.
Oh,
yeah.
This is really interesting.
Yeah.
Now, I feel like there's a lot of jokes in there, and we're gonna bypass it. But
yes. Now, these beings known as mother fathers, they represented both male and female beings. Obviously, these were successful. So these people were given life, and they thank Tepeyu and Kukulkan for their lives, thus creating the Mayan people. So that's the Mayan creation story, and
wow,
that's why many like Chicanos, many Mexicans, many Guatemalans, call themselves like not only people of the sun, but they say they're of this earth because they're people of the corn. They're made from maize. Now, the interesting part of all of this is throughout Mesoamerica, corn is centered as the essential thing for life. The Aztecs have a similar story. It's crazier. One dude's head's cut off and it's buried and it grows into a stalk of corn, but instead of corn, it's heads. And this girl walks by and he spits on her hand, impregnates this bitch. And and so that's like, it's crazy.
That sounds accurate. I mean,
a head fucking corn.
Like Latin women, they get pregnant. Like, all you have to do is get a little bit on their foot, and it is done.
I mean, you're not wrong. I guess I don't know. My mom was 19 when she had me, so
it happens. I mean, in a heartbeat.
And she had twins. God, could you imagine 19 and twins? Fuck that. But so with the context of all of this, it's believed that the tamale is the embodiment of the human. and is often or was often like left as sacrifice. Think of like if I grew up Catholic, so if you think of like taking the blood and the body of Christ whenever you take the sacraments, that's essentially what it was. They realized that the tamale was a perfect embodiment of the human, because not only did it mirror the arduous tasks of the gods, taking days in order to create one beautiful thing, but they believe themselves people of the corn. So
this is so interesting, and it's so funny to me throughout all of history. Like as civilizations grow, just like to think about the conversations that were happening at the time, where it's like, hey, so like I got a really good idea. Like, how about instead of sacrificing another person, how about we just put a tamale in there? Okay, sure. Yeah. And throughout history, I think everybody got behind that idea, slowly but surely.
Yeah. I mean, whenever you introduce tamales to anything, if the answer isn't like, fuck yeah, let's do that, then you're in the wrong place,
Yeah.
But
it's pretty easy. It's pretty easy to find something that people can agree on in lieu of a human sacrifice across the board.
Oh, yeah. And I mean, also one thing too is like one of the reasons why the Mexica were able to be conquered by the Europeans, by the Spanish, is because of like the other tribes that they're around that like didn't like the Aztecs because of like tribal wars, feuding, but also like bloodletting. Whenever they would take over a tribe, they would take the people and they would sacrifice them to Quetzalcoatl. You know what I mean? Like there's many reasons why that the Mexica did have their downfall, and I would say that they probably should have sacrificed a little more tamales, if you know what I mean. But Bell Nation, I think that's where we're going to leave it off today. As you can see, tamales have such an important significance, not only to Chicanos, Mexicans, but also people all across South and Central America. And if you haven't had a tamale, go get a fucking tamale.
Go get one,
Go
dude.
get one. Go try one.
They're available. You can get one, I promise.
Unless you're in fucking Minnesota. Could you imagine trying to have like a cottage cheese tamale?
Come on, dude. Cottage cheese.
I was gonna say, go to a parking lot in Texas, look for an abuelita who can hook you up with the real fucking deal. Get a real tamale. Don't get a half-assed, colonized one. Get a real fucking tamale.
You know what? He gets a round of applause for
That's
that.
some
A
love
round
for
of
that,
applause. Yeah. Of course, I love my brother-in-law. All right? But
the Ortiz brothers.
The Ortiz brothers. But Bell Nation, thank you so much for listening to the show today. And again, we are in this period where we want to hear from you. We want to know what topics you find interesting so that we can dive into it and so we can learn some new shit. But I really appreciate y'all listening. My name is Nick. Please follow me on social media, CheesyGNick or CheesyGorditaNick. And stay Baja blessed. Moving it over.
Blessed. That's right, baby. No, I don't have anything, guys. Just this is, it's great to have the listeners on. It's great to do another episode. I appreciate everybody that made it this far. Fucking leave us a review, and holler at your boy.
All right, thank you for that.
Yeah. Gonna echo that. This is your boy Subway, checking out, and leave a review. It's been a while since we reminded you to do that. And if you're still listening consistently to the show and you haven't left a review yet,
what's your fucking problem?
Yeah, what's your problem?
Come on.
Yeah, who do you have a problem?
How many times do we have to ask you? I mean, for God's sakes. Seriously, I'm talking to you right now.
Yeah. You got your
Take
phone
off
in
your
your hand
headphones.
right now. Yeah.
There's no show left. Write a review. Write a review right now. We're gonna wait.
We'll wait.
Until
Wait,
you got
Nick,
the review.
leave some silence
Where
at
do
the
we
end
get
of
these
this.
reviews? Where do they get these reviews coming?
You got Spotify, you got Apple Podcasts. Okay. Maybe leave a comment on our YouTube. You know what I mean? YouTube. Follow us on YouTube.
That's the lowest tier of engagement.
I think Audible. Audible is probably the
Audible's
lowest.
on us.
Yeah.
No, I meant if you were to leave a comment at the bottom of a YouTube video, that's gonna be the lowest you could. That would be the least you could do. We don't want you to do the least. Okay, we want to give a fucking
We believe
review.
in you. I think that's what it comes down to.
Let's take a moment of silence
Moment of
for
silence. Moment of silence.
for you to
so
make
you
our
got,
review.
you got all those pulled up though, because we're gonna keep refreshing until we're gonna stay on the air until we see a review.
Are you happy with that?
Yeah.
All right, Bell Nation. Thank you so much. Love you.
Holla.